And I'm from Gary, Indiana. But I used to see commercials and whatnot about Southwest Airlines. And I used to always think that's a great way to run a freaking company. Now, back in 2008, the United Auto Workers president, Ron Gettelfinger, said the union would allow General Motors, Ford Motor, and Chrysler to delay billions of dollars in payments to a retiree. Now, this is what the auto workers gave up to help these companies, okay? He said that to delay billions of dollars in payments to the retiree health care trust and suspend controversial job banks that pays laid off workers. The union would also consider other cost-cutting changes, okay? And that the union's announcement, it came a day after GM said it faced insolvency by the end of the year without a $4 billion federal aid and needed billions more in 2009. Chrysler needed $7 billion, or it would run out of cash early in 2009, and Ford requested a standby line of credit because it needed $9 billion. And they said everyone was going to have to tighten their belt, including the UAW. And then they reached a tentative agreement in February on concessions. The Obama administration demanded concessions from workers at GM and Chrysler as part of the viability plan that companies must present in exchange for government bailout loans. And again, they took the cut for the retiree health care fund, and that's Ford stock was trading at around $2, and they just gave up so much and they saw what happened to the steel workers. They took a pay cut of $1 an hour and gave up the cost of living allowance, and they gave up lump sum bonuses, and those bonuses were negotiated back in 2007. They gave up receiving time and a half pay only for workers beyond 40 hours in a week. And they reduced their break time from 48 minutes to 40 minutes on an 8-hour shift. And 10-hour shifts got 50 minutes. And they worked on an alternative work schedule. So they gave up a lot. Christmas bonuses. They gave up the option of receiving pay in lieu of vacations and whatnot. So they gave up a lot, but these people never get on here and talk about the damn executives. What the hell did they give up? What did they give up in order to help the company, or when they did get the bailout money or the money from this? And it always reminds me of the movie All About the Benjamins with Ice Cube. Okay? You remember when him and, well, it was Reggie, but him and Day found the, I know you probably don't remember shit, but
I don't remember lines like you.
I know. I love movies. But here's what it reminds me of with the auto workers, okay, when it comes to these executives and whatnot. When Ice Cube and Day found the diamonds in the fish tank, when they found the dead white lady upstairs in the bathtub, okay, and Ice Cube got him, he poured them out, and they playing with the diamonds. And so he said, well, man, I'm going to do so-and-so and so-and-so. They say, yeah, book them, but I thought you said you was gone. He said, yeah, but now that I got them. And it was the same way here to me with the auto workers. Okay, we're going to pay you back these concessions. We're going to give you back this. We're going to give you back that. But just as soon as you got it, all that changed. And you don't think that the workers are worthy of getting their concessions back, of getting a bump on top of that for helping you. And it just shows what capitalism is about. Free or cheap labor. You want the people at the top to get all the bonuses and pay and whatnot. And what you don't realize, yet again, from the janitor to the CEO, everybody makes the company run.
Well, and the thing about it, too, is now they have to worry about artificial intelligence because these robots are coming along and they're going to take over, especially with these electric cars. So, you know, that kind of weakens their bargaining power a little bit because while they're doing this, of course, you know, these executives have people behind the scenes that are strongly looking into getting these robots, because that's part of their negotiation deal too. Is with AI, but AI is not going anywhere. From the things that I've seen, that's just going to get stronger and stronger. It is. So it's going to be a lot harder to negotiate things when you have to think about, eventually you're going to have a robot that's going to take over your whole entire job. They're not going to even need you anymore unless you're able to
upgrade your skills.
Upgrade your skills
learn
by being able to
computers or something of that nature.
Right.
And again, that's why they bringing in all the immigrants, because they trying to undercut your pay. And truth be told, them damn electric cars going to be made in China, because China kind of kicking ass when it comes to the EVs right now. But that is what's going to replace you. Right now, the auto workers are in the 5th week of the strike. And I believe that what's going on is the auto workers are trying to wait them out. They get $500 a week. And, that ain't no kind of money compared to what they was bringing in.
And they're going to add more and more workers to the strike. So, because right now, they're not just like everybody's on strike. But as the negotiations drag on, they're going to add more and more people, because they know that at some point the companies are not going to be able to can afford to have too many people off. Exactly. Right now they can still operate,
because that affects suppliers and
it affects
other businesses around that support them, like restaurants and things of that nature. But the thing that gets me is everybody think that the American worker is supposed to just work like a damn slave. And again, the reason you're not making it, the reason you're poor, is because you don't work harder.
Greetings, words of Muhammad Yam's creation. Random thoughts. I keep hearing, Americans don't want to work. Americans don't want to work. There are a lot of jobs, but nobody wants to take them. I think that's a bunch of BS. The issue that we have is not that Americans don't want to work. The problem that we're having is that you don't want to pay Americans properly for when they are working. With the cost of inflation and everything rising, how is $10, $15 an hour going to be able to help somebody sustain living? The cost of a modern apartment nowadays is almost $1,500 on the minimum for a 1-bedroom, 800 square foot apartment. How can somebody with a family be able to survive with $15 an hour? However, the greed mentality that America has is that the man on top wants to continue to live his life, nothing changed, so whatever's going on, he has to increase his, and the man at the bottom has to suffer. Yet you still want him to work the same amount of time, but be paid less. How is that fair? So when you get a situation like that, most of us just refuse to work and say, you know what, I'll figure something else out, instead of going to work for someone who's not going to pay me my worth. And then those who are being able to pay the $200,000 plus positions, you still don't want to pay them. So again, it's a greedy mentality that's trickling down that's going to have a bad effect in the long run, because you do not want to pay a man what he's worth. Again, the saying is an honest day's work for an honest day's pay. Yet, you want an honest day's work but don't want to do an honest day's pay. Just my random thought, Yusuf Muhammad Yam's creation. What are your thoughts?
It's always you should work harder. You should work harder.
And then they want you to work until you're 70 years old. Then you only have a good, 5 to 10 years
maybe
life expectancy after that. So you work your whole entire life just to retire. And then at that point, you have so many ailments usually that you what kind of quality of life do you have at that point?
What kind of quality of life do you have? Again, it's always the worker who should give, and it's always the few. So you want to tell me that 100 million, 200 million workers are lazy, but not the 400 people that's running this shit. Yep. They're not lazy. And all you do is go to meetings, you push paperwork, and if productivity went up in the company, again, what the hell did you do to the product to make it go up?